Scrims are pretty similar to stage. I feel like the longer the day goes, the worse it gets, but for the most part, people are taking it really seriously. There's even like remakes if one team is not happy with drafts, so that you get like the best possible practice. But for the most part, I would say it's fine. It's just whenever you played like a couple of games in a row, then people start trying more and more things and, you know, run it down a little bit more than otherwise. But I'd say it's pretty high level. Maybe even better than stage. I feel like on stage people are more scared, so. Even if there aren't like visible mistakes, there's a lot of mistakes in terms of not consisting when you should or giving stuff up for free, which wouldn't normally happen. Daily 5 from Jocelyn. Hello, Mr. Martin. How are you doing? Good day of scrims, and do you think G2 is scared to meet you guys? Scrims is okay. I feel like ever since we started turning things around, scrims have been okay. I feel like we never really have like super duper bad day of scrims or anything. But some days feel more productive than others, I would say, and today was a not so productive one. Even though we're winning, it wasn't like we're smashing them or anything. And we weren't really like figuring too much stuff out in terms of picks either. So it wasn't like super duper productive, but that's alright. As long as the mood in the team is good, I feel like scrims are second priority. Like if you lose every game and the mood in the team is good, then you'll have higher chances of winning than if you win every game and the mood in the team is bad. But obviously, the two are usually kind of connected together. So for example, if you're doing well, then the mood is good. If you're doing poorly, then the mood is not so good. But there are days when you are winning games and people are just pissed at each other. And there are days when you're losing every game and people are just like okay with it anyways. But I felt like today was a day where we were winning stuff, but we weren't playing that well, and we didn't really learn anything, so it just felt unproductive, that's all. But I think G2 are like relatively scared of us. Not the sort of scared that you probably would imagine, where they're like worried or anything. It's just more like they know that if they don't do shit right, we're gonna win. So I think they're just prepping properly for us rather than whatever they had going for the past 2 weeks. But now that the Mickey X thing is out, maybe you could forgive them for that one. I can't imagine myself, at least, how annoying it must be to have wrist problems. And Mickey out of all people as well, that guy is. But I feel like we are more worried about them than they are about us, or like more scared about them than they are about us, because they are the early game team out of the two. So usually that's a little bit more scary, because for us to get anywhere, we need to survive their stuff first. And I think that's more scary than them feeling the pressure in terms of, if we fuck up, then we're gonna lose. I feel like that's kind of a chill sort of pressure, where it's a fair game, you know. You fuck up, enemy team wins. That's fair. You know, for us, it's like if we can weather the storm, then we'll be fine. But it's just so much easier said than done against those guys. But to be fair, we've been improving a lot in the early game, so maybe it won't be that bad. It's just the last time we played them, we had no idea, dude. We had no idea how to survive. So the game was over at level 5, I think, when I died bot to Jankos. Yeah, Caps is really good. He won G2 a lot of games that he shouldn't have won. He's just inconsistent. But he had that problem with us as well, so it's no surprise. But it's kind of annoying because you go into the game against him and you feel like unless he has a shitty day, then he'll play really well. But maybe we're good enough now to have it not matter. I mean, even last time it didn't really matter because we lost the game elsewhere, but I just know from playing with him that the only times that he could be stopped for real was when he was hindering himself. But when instead he was feeling it, even against the best players in the world, he was smurfing, so it's up to him if he wants to win or lose, I feel like. More than for other players. It's the same for everyone, but for him specifically, it's very, very high or low. The first time I played against Caps, I felt a little bit nostalgic, but I don't really care anymore. It was the same with Soas and Dylan, to be honest with you. But the second time it was really whatever. So I don't think it will be any different with Caps. I've moved on. And you guys probably should as well, because he ain't coming back. Whatever luck I had to get a second chance is probably not really able to be done anymore. I feel like, first of all, he wouldn't want to come back, and second of all, we wouldn't want to, you know, spend a split building stuff up with Tim and then change. So I feel like you should probably just move on and just as me be grateful for the fact that I got a second chance, because if they were happy with Steelback, it wouldn't have happened, and we are happy with him, so it's not gonna happen. But imagine how fucked my career would have been if they were happy with Steelback. Jesus Christ. I'm not gonna tell you the reason as to why we don't scrim G2. But by the looks of it, you think that we've never scrimmed G2? And that's not true. I don't think I said that either. I think I said that we haven't scrimmed them this year so far, and we probably never will scrim them this year, regardless of what's to come.